Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, The Grease Trap. Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, Grease Trap.
So, Paul, you were telling a story of Peyton.
I'm using an anecdote, yeah.
So, a little bit backstory on Peyton for those of you who don't know. Peyton is my PA.
People don't know what that is. You're going to have to explain to them that.
Personal assistant, basically. Like, he does all this.
Slave to TJ.
I try to make him do the stuff that I don't want to do.
Right.
Peyton has autism. Now, he's obviously high-functioning autistic and shit.
Oh yeah,
but he's very autistic nonetheless. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that lower functioning autistic people have more autism. I think they just have like a different variant of it.
Right.
Because Peyton is high functioning and yet very autistic at the same time.
Sure.
So like an example of that is like, so Peyton's like a fucking obsessed with the cartoon Ben 10.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, there's a cartoon. It's a cartoon he grew up with. Ben 10. It's like this kid gets a watch that has like aliens in it, and he can transform into different aliens and stuff, and like fight off whatever.
Yeah.
And so just like they've done to us in our lives, how they've taken everything we loved when we were kids and turned it into some like here's the new version that looks like shit and sounds like shit to us, and we're just like boo. He's already at the point in life where they've done that to him with his little Ben 10 show, right?
Right.
Because they got a new Ben 10 show. And it's fucking apparently like an insult to like everything that Ben 10 was or whatever the fuck, right? So like he'll do stuff like come up to me and be like, actually he came up to Chelsea and he fucking had like 2 artworks, right? One was from the old show, and one's from the new show. He's like, objectively, which one of these is superior? And she's like, I don't know. Like, come on, Root, which one's superior? And she's just like, I don't know. They look kind of the same to me.
Well, how
could you say that? How could you say that?
It's a loaded question. He wants you to pick the old one.
Right,
you know?
Of course. He's trying to fucking make some...
Dude, if it was me, I'd be like, what's the new one? Yeah, it looks way cooler.
Oh, yeah, the newer one looks way cooler to me. Oh, man, totally 100 objectively superior.
You will see him get a like visually butthurt if you do that. So it's like you'll get that instant reaction. But,
see, that's why I can't do it, because I remember Peyton enough to remember the puppy dog eyes thing that he does. And to piggyback on what you're saying.
Hold on, I'll tell you one more Peyton story.
Go ahead. You have way more than I do.
One more. All right. So this is actually more of a Scotty thing, but
Jesus,
I saw the
man.
whole event happen.
Dude, Scotty, is TJ fucking just like literally look like he's from the game Roblox to you right now?
Yes.
We have to figure out what the fuck is wrong with your goddamn camera, TJ.
Oh, shit.
You look like a pixel.
You literally look like a 1980s Sega CD Night Trap character who's about to get jumped on by a bunch of dudes in black pajamas.
You know, it pisses me off because I'm looking right at the Discord thing, and like to me, everything's clear. So that's like, I don't get it.
You have to. It has to be a video setting or something that you have your fucking camera set to low quality or some fucking god.
I have no idea. We got to fuck with it. But anyway,
sorry.
I'll just so it's not distracting. I'll just switch to the Mentos ad or something.
Mento, that's just a dark
why
void.
Why is it not working?
I didn't mean to chase you off the fucking screen.
What the fuck? It should just be showing it.
This is part of what I think your problem is.
Huh?
I think your problems are connected.
Everything else is working. Wait, all the other shit's working. So why isn't this scene working? What the fuck is going on?
Dude, you want to know how to get all the stuff that's wrong with your computer fixed?
Stuff doesn't make sense. All the other scenes are working.
Dude, tell Peyton that the fate of the real Ben 10 depends on fixing your computer. That Ben 10 called you and he said, we're going to bring back the original Ben 10, but only if you get your computer fixed, and your computer will be fucking fixed lickety split.
TJ, your shit's so low quality. What the fuck is going on? Shit.
I have no idea what the fuck. My scene won't work. I see the fucking shit in it.
It doesn't matter.
What the fuck is going on?
Who cares?
Whatever.
At any rate,
Pixel J, go ahead.
Pixel J is gonna fucking tell you this shit. So, Peyton goes, I send Peyton off to the store. I'm like, Peyton, give me some fucking cabbage. It's not all I sent him out to get, but like it's on the list.
Right.
So he comes back and I look at this motherfucking shit he gets. I'm like, where the fuck's my cabbage? He's like, here it is right here. It's like, I'm looking at it. It's fucking iceberg lettuce, right? So like, this is not fucking cabbage, Peyton. This is fucking iceberg lettuce. He's like, oh, well, whatever fucking Peyton shit. Anyway, so Scotty comes in from like, I don't know. Scotty come over for some fucking reason or another. Scotty comes in. He's like walking to the office. You know, Scotty, like, he doesn't fucking like want to acknowledge anyone that's like not in like little Scotty land or whatever the fuck. And Peyton doesn't realize that. So Peyton just like gets right in Scotty's path. Like, hey, this guy's like, what? Peyton holds out the fucking thing of iceberg lettuce. What is this? Scotty just like looks at it like, what's happening right now?
I thought it was like a test or something. It's like,
yeah.
What is like,
and Scotty's like, and he's like, what is this? He's like, iceberg lettuce.
Well, it says it on the package too. It literally says iceberg lettuce.
He got so upset. He's like, because in his mind, like Scotty was going to be like, that's cabbage. And he'd be like, aha, see, it's understandable. He got it wrong.
Oh my
I remember
God.
that, dude.
I couldn't deal with that shit.
But I want to hear Paul's, and I'll just piggyback on Paul. But Paul, go ahead. You were telling us something about Peyton came in your ideology or something
this morning. Like Peyton, and he'll do this often. Like he came up in the ideology, and I gave him a wrench a long time ago so I could distinguish him from the chat and know when Peyton was around. And he only posted one thing, my whole ideology today, and it was 3 wrestlers that I'd never heard of. It was like, do you like Jumpin' George the Destroyer, or George Franklin the Wild Man? And I was like, I didn't even acknowledge it. And he just went away after that. Like he just came in. But he does this pretty much like every other show that I do. Is like Peyton will come in and I drop a bunch of references to obscure shit that I have no fucking clue what he's talking about, and then just leave when I don't say anything about it because I have no frame of reference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might not know about it, so what the fuck are you going to say about something you don't know about? Like, okay, it exists. Thank you.
Sounds about right.
Dude, Peyton came to TJ's birthday party and was like talking about his love life, and he's like, I like this modest girl. Then he shows us like this Instagram bikini model. It's like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, Peyton,
I like her because she looks humble.
I was like, Peyton, if that woman will sleep with you, dude, you should get out of this house like right now, get into your car and drive to wherever location she is, because you, my friend, like that woman is out of your league. And I'm not a guy that says that normally, but like, yes, she's out of Peyton's league. Like, there's just no doubt about it. If she's giving Peyton the time of day, then he should take it.
No, it was just some girl that he fucking like follows on OnlyFans or some shit.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that part of the story. I thought
like he was just
talking to.
No, he was just like, hey, this is
Peyton.
I like this humble and I like this modest look, and this chick is like perfect makeup, perfect body, like just perfect looking fucking girl, and I'm like,
this is all I want.
This is not modest in any way, shape, or form. Or I can't remember if he said modest or humble. It was one of the two.
Yeah, dude. Peyton seems to have a little bit of a distorted view of reality, I think, is like he thinks that if Scotty mistook cabbage for iceberg lettuce, that it would somehow make it cabbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's cabbage now. Or like I'm gonna be like, you know what, Peyton? I guess anyone could make that mistake. So it's like,
oh my God,
what do you think is gonna happen? No,
it just goes to show you like the psychological differences between us, because you've kept Peyton around now for months as your PA. Peyton wouldn't have lasted a fucking day as my PA. The first time I told him to make something, to correct something, and he was like, excuse me, iceberg lettuce is cabbage, I would have been like, you're fucking fired. Go.
He didn't exactly say that, but
whatever. Just like arguing with me, like that's the whole thing. Is like I'm not hired. See, I want to get a professional PA, which means I got to make more.
Yeah, you got to make more money
because I want the PA that's just like, yes, sir. book me a fucking flight to X on this date, get me in this date range, get me fucking accommodations wherever the fuck, and I don't want to hear about it until 2 days before, and let me know, like, remind me to pack 2 days before. Yes, sir. Anything else? Give me a fucking mimosa too. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not what Peyton's not going to be that. A mimosa? What's that? Peyton, I'm not going to teach you how to make a mimosa.
He's one of those guys. He means well, but yeah, Peyton is just woefully ignorant about the world. Like
I just think TJ and I have different expectations for a PA, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I don't know if I could have a PA. I'm too fucking anal retentive.
I mean, he's more like research assistant kind of shit. A lot of the time.
I get that. I get that. I mean, I don't know, dude. Yeah, because like I'd probably be more of the mindset of like Paul. If like someone came to me and was like, "I have 50 things I want to talk to you about," it's like I'm the wrong fucking guy to do that. Like you even said it, TJ. It's like if you're not in Scotty land, like if it's not on my path, it's like that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I had to set up some boundaries as far as that goes. You know, like the fucking conversation shit. Like, I mean, I'm all right having a pleasant conversation, but like, I'm not. You know, like I talk to you two motherfuckers for a living and shit. You know, I talk to Chelsea because that's my wife. But you know, after that, I'm pretty talked out. And then I have to talk on my channel to a fucking audience too. Like, I don't want to fucking talk no more. Usually, you know,
straight up.
Bro. Yeah,
I feel your pain.
That shit. Yeah, we're all like, at that point, it's like, you want to talk to me? It's like, okay, are we married? No. Are we family? No. Is it really important? No. Fuck off. I don't want to do it. We talk enough. It's just natural when you do it. When you do it for a living, it's different. It's like, and it's a different sort of feel to it as well. But I mean, obviously, when you're having a regular conversation with somebody, you're not doing it the same, you know, in the same way. But I mean,
Absolutely.
I get what you're saying. You're just like, you're exhausted of talking. It's like, is this something that I'm really interested in? Like, no,
well, you know, like I know more about Ben 10 than I want to at this point.
See, that's the thing, dude. It's like, fuck that. No. No. If I ever get to the level where I get to have a PA, they're going to be from some fucking PA. They're going to be from a firm that knows. And then I'm going to be firm, you know, because I don't want to be a dick about it. Like, I'm the type of dude that under the right auspices, I'll smoke a doob with my PA. Right. So I'm not going to be a total hard ass all the time.
I will say this: I don't think I've ever shared weed with Peyton. I don't think we've ever
he's
done
not
that.
He's like, Peyton's pretty much straight edge. Like Peyton was our ride home from a couple of meetups.
He'll smoke sometimes. I think he might have smoked at my party actually, but
right. But you know, Peyton's not a drinker though. Like Peyton, or at the very least, Peyton controls his drinking very well.
That's good though. I mean,
no,
honestly,
I'd be fine with like under certain auspices, like, you know, chilling and smoking a doob with the PA or whatever the fuck. But like, those have to be initiated by me. And if I'm not initiating it, then don't come looking for it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, I will, if I'm feeling particularly gregarious today and I feel like, hey, sit down, let's have a fucking talk, we'll do it. All right. And, you know, it'll probably happen. I'll probably talk at you more than with you, but hey, that's your job. Sit down and shut up and listen. And I'll share a doob with you. But that is at my discretion, not yours. And outside of those very well-defined fucking boundary lines, you don't make my day worse. You're here to make my day better. You're here to alleviate my stress, not add to it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But you know what? I've done a lot of thought about this. This is something I fantasized about for a long time because I really feel like it would totally fucking help me to have somebody that could just, like, I know it sounds so fucking horrible, but just handle all the fucking drudgery of my life so that I can enjoy all the fruits.
Do not look Mr. Parky directly in the eyes. Ever.
I'm not that bad. If there's a ton of eye contact, though, there will be. I'll say something because I'm not. You know,
there does come a point where it's like, hey,
I love it. I'm not like that. Wait a minute.
Well, I'm a little like that. I'm not completely like that.
Oh, dude, that's why when people like will say, sometimes jokingly and sometimes unironically, like, Paul for president. I'm like, dude, if I ever got any modicum of power, I would be the most pretentious, exclusionary douchebag on the fucking planet. I would literally make them pick out all of the M&Ms that I didn't like. I would make them have like my rider. That's what they call like, you know, what comes with you, right? My rider would be insane if I was like a super celebrity. And I've thought about all this shit too. That's the funny thing about it is like, you know, you let yourself have little flights of fantasy and shit. And I was like, if money was no object and you didn't have to worry about offending anybody because you were working for companies that wanted to fucking please you, what would your ideal setup be? And I've got it. Like, I know exactly, like all I would need is, you know, an agent to put my rider into legalese, but I'm ready to write it today. I've fantasized enough about it. I know exactly.
Tell us all about it. Yeah, tell us, Paul.
Well, like it's easier if like ask specific questions about the rider. And
okay, so like, well, is this in the context of like, why are you traveling in the first place? You're like a performer.
Let's assume that I'm a performer, right? Like I'm a performance artist of some type. I'm a rapper, or I'm a podcaster, or I'm an infamous celebrity that does talks, or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm doing these kind of events, whether it be a press event. Or like a go ahead, Scotty. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know what food.
Yeah, what's the food and drink spread backstage? You're chilling with Paul, like, and now you gotta be specific too, because like, how many people are you be feeding? Because you gotta have are you gonna have an entourage, or you? Of course, is it only be a couple?
100% entourage at my discretion, and the entourage would change from show to show. It would include sometimes probably just like Amelia and my animals. And sometimes it would be friends and family and, you know, people that I know and people in the industry that I want to chill with afterwards or whatever the fuck. Right. Obviously. So, yeah, entourage at my discretion. Now, you got to keep in mind that, like, you want to please yourself first with the food spread because you're the performer that has to eat whatever's in there. Right. But you also want to be a crowd pleaser. And so a lot of these writers come with the ability to just order individual menus. And so I would just have everybody every night, and this would be easy for me too. Like the night before, I would just tell them what I wanted. And then anybody who's on the rider, right? So if mom's coming, if Steve, it's literally anything, you know what I mean? I want fucking clams au flambe. I want this, I want that, whatever. That's so much easier than having like a standing food order. Most people don't. Nowadays, especially with how easy it is to get shit delivered and prepared ahead of time and or prepared for you on demand and a la carte, like I would just literally like have everybody for every show deliver what they wanted. You know what I mean? The food, and then have a few standbys. Now, of course, I'm going to have a few standbys. Tons of water. I don't like eating a bunch of shit right before I go out. So my rider some nights would probably be like a post-show thing, where they bring me a fucking sandwich after I'm done doing whatever I'm doing. But, you know what I mean? Like some snacks and shit that are comforting to me. So like some Skittles, some Starbursts, just kind of thrown around there. Simple shit.
Nah, that's not too bad so far.
Dude, I want that goddamn Donald Trump fucking burger feast, the fast food fucking sandwich.
The fast food feast that
the big fucking, the giant fucking banquet table full of fucking stacked high with like Big Macs and Whoppers and shit.
I can't eat like that before a fucking performance.
Well, do you guys know why?
I don't necessarily want to eat any of it. I don't even want to eat it necessarily. I just want to fucking have it. Yeah. For anybody who wants a burger, you know?
Do you guys know why the writers are like that? Like, I think Van Halen's when you're talking about the brown M&Ms. It was really because these bands it started off with rock musicians, is my knowledge, really wanted to make sure that the people in these venues were actually reading the contracts. But then it did evolve where it's like, hey, we can pretty much, like, since we're stars, we can ask for almost any fucking thing. Like, a lot of times you'll see also they have to have a runner on disposal. So, Paul, you know, let's say there's something that you didn't think of.
Right.
You know what? I want some Cristal tonight. Runner, you need to go ahead and give me that and blah, blah, blah. Or probably not even you telling that. You'll probably mention to somebody else who will tell them, okay, go get this for Paul. He wants this. You know, if Paul wants Taco Bell, you know, tonight I don't want this spread. I don't want this fucking oysters or whatever. This doesn't appeal to me tonight. I really want a double-decker taco. No, I guess not that. But I want 3 tacos.
Right.
They go run and get it for you. So you also have to have that ability on your rider as well. You want the person that can be the gopher to go get you whatever you want, because your mood might change.
Yeah. Food is my least concern with the rider. I think that food is the easiest thing to get done on a rider. And so especially for me, because I'm a pretty simple dude, and I would just want everybody to be satisfied, not blown away. I'm not trying to blow everybody away with some burger feast. It's just like, order whatever you want to chill before or after the show, and let me know ahead of time, and I'll make sure it's there for you.
How about the next one? Be your dressing room is probably a big one, because a lot of people are very particular about how they want that to be like. I mean,
like certainly a standard of cleanliness would have to be available. A television would have to be available. A sound system, like some kind of decent speakers, and some kind of access to fucking, I don't know, the internet, so I can play whatever songs I want, play my own playlists and shit. Something I can plug directly into. That's pretty standard in a lot of high-end green rooms anyway. So it's not like something that I would really have to probably be too much of a fucking prick about.
The Mint, even though they're a bunch of assholes with the way they treated us, they had a pretty good green room.
Yeah, I mean, their green room was pretty dope. They had Wi-Fi access and plugins for everybody, and plenty of places to sit. And it was pretty comfy and decent back there.
A place to take a piss if you didn't want to have to fucking be with 30 people.
Yep.
Listen to these fucking pussies. Guns N' Roses says that these days their backstage area is an alcohol-free zone. Instead, their rider now includes such necessities as a porcelain toilet, yoga room, square melon, and silky soft toilet paper.
Lame as fuck. What about the Chili Peppers? Are they also straight edge shit now?
Yeah, that's pretty lame. Rather than drugs and alcohol, they requested fresh papaya juice, aromatherapy candles, as well as a carpeted room painted in any dark color except blue for some reason to be used for meditation.
Okay.
That's a little overly specific. But I would have like a general comfort rider. Like, it cannot be a stinky, pissy smelling fucking dungeon like some of the green rooms we've inhabited with roaches and shit crawling all over it. I mean, look, at a certain point, you just don't play venues like that. You know what I mean? But like a lot of that shit, it comes standard. Like I said, at high end fucking arena type venues or whatever the fuck, big clubs, they got good stuff already. So I don't think I would have to be too big of an asshole on the technical side of things. I would just need privacy, like a no interruption contract part of my rider. So that's a big part of these, and that isn't covered in these. Oh, they want brown M&Ms, and green M&Ms, but no red ones, or whatever the fuck. But like, a lot of these are covering like your personal space, and that is the big one for me. I would have an intermediary, like a PA/bodyguard that stands outside of the green room and handles any fucking concerns. And if there's one that needs to be brought to me, it's that person that brings it to me. Nobody else. Nobody from the fucking venue. I don't want to talk to you. Nobody from the fucking caterer. No fans. No bullshit unless I say so.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the thing that the powerful person does. You get the knock on the door, like, Mr. Parkey, this person is here to see you, and it's like, oh, I'm expecting them. Where it's all like, I have no idea who that is. Then the door closes, like, Mr. Parkey is not available.
Yep.
Have a good evening.
I just want like a combination PA/goon. Maybe like one of those hot like Russian killer chicks that could just chill with me all the time. You know what I mean? Stand out in front of the door. Somebody walks up. They say, "Oh, I have the hamburger from Mr. Paul." She takes a look at it, make sure it looks good, tastes it, make sure it's not poisoned. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then grabs the tray and waves the fucking dude away and comes in and serves it to me.
That's not bad. I mean, honestly, like reading the shit you were showing us, TJ, like Slayer's like, we want 100 goats for sacrifice. This is just these bands wanting to make sure these venues are fucking listening for the most
So it's
part.
probably,
But, I mean,
I would probably need like a 2-person security detail, to be honest with you, depending. Because you don't want to like have that person bringing you your food and then somebody kicks the door in. You know what I mean? So you'd have You'd have to have 2 goons. One goon that interfaces with the public and one goon that is only there to beat down anybody who doesn't comply, you know?
What are those things called where, like, you get walked around on that, like, little platform that's carried by other people?
A palanquin?
Yeah, I want one of those. I want a palanquin.
It's like a palanquin or you have like a litter, dude. Like
A
so
litter,
you're
yeah.
carried by
all
you're
doors. All doors in the venue must be made accessible to my palanquin, which the dimensions will be provided.
You better be like
done,
Mariah Carey at the peak of her fucking, you know.
Oh, that is what it's about.
If you think you're getting a palanquin rider, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. They have to alter the venue to make it accommodate my palanquin. So, you know,
most venues probably already would, just because I mean, this year's depending on I know obviously if a smaller venue probably could not work, but a bigger venue, like obviously TJ, if you're asking for this shit, you're like if you're in an arena or some shit or a larger stadium, they're gonna be able to accommodate that.
Of course,
yeah.
I mean,
they can get big ass trucks onto the floor
and shit, you know, and huge vehicles. So like, you know, they're gonna be able to accommodate it.
Any place that accommodates TJ has to be able to accommodate at least a couple of huge vehicles. You know what I mean?
Wide loads
I want 2 slave girls in bikinis that like fan me.
Princess Leia's.
Yeah, I want some big muscular dude to feed me grapes and stuff while they're fanning me. And I want there to be like special like foot massagers that like anoint my feet with oil while I'm sitting there on my like resplendent fucking throne and shit. Yeah.
Do you want people to leave like a couple of kids to be follow behind you and throw flowers like wherever you go?
No, I want a robot to do that.
You want 2 robots?
Yeah, kids suck. I want like 2 robots that just like drop flowers in my path, like the king from whatever the fucking other fake African nation was. I always think Wakanda now. Zimbabwe now. Zamunda. Yeah. Yeah, I want that. What else do I want? I want there to be a flamethrower backstage. Just in case I want to fucking burn something. I want a flamethrower. And
what else edgy can I say? I want a giant blade dildo in case I want to fuck somebody to death. And then several katana blades, just in case I want to slice somebody up like human sushi.
I want kind of like
an altar to Satan that I can, and a pig to sacrifice and a goat to sacrifice before every show. How much edgier can I get?
Sacrifice. I have fans I could sacrifice. I don't need goats.
You don't need all this fucking edge lord shit, TJ. You don't ask for that shit. You have a fucking crazy autistic guy that talks about Ben 10 as a PA.
I know. That's because I'm broke. I don't have the fucking resources to have this shit.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's no edge to what you actually want. What you actually want is to not be bothered by shit. And what you're describing is going to be a ton of bother.
$1 million. Well, I don't want to deal with any of the bother of it. That's the whole point, is you have other people to deal with the bother. There's like a wall between you. You just get to live the fantasy notion of it.
What you've described is already a bother. It just requires people constantly coming and going.
Endangered species be delivered to them.
I mean, they're not allowed to look at me or like acknowledge humanity or anything like that. But no, like, so we need some like bees. We need like to give me honey. I want like $1 million a piece imported honeybees from like the rarest regions of the earth to fucking make me honey in the room. I want like beekeepers and stuff. I obviously don't want the bees to come near me because they might sting me, but I want them there in their little enclosure. And I want to be able to have honey on demand, fresh from the hive at any time I want. Yeah, I'd be like, there'd be like hand gestures for this shit. I wouldn't have to actually say stuff. I just
vocalize it, yeah.
You know, just communicate like that. I don't want to have to actually speak. In fact, if they could get something that could just read my thoughts, or maybe I could have like a button, just like, I don't know, whatever the most least amount of effort to do something is. Yeah, just press that. You know, maybe they can just like have like some technology that like follows my eye movements. All I have to do is like look at something and then it just happens. That'd be cool. They had that technology for what's what's that dumbass fucking physicist? Stephen Hawking. Like he would just like he could like control shit with his eye movements and his breath. I need that technology for myself. Just look at something, breathe a certain way, maybe. They bring that shit to me. You know what I mean? Anything my eye fucking falls upon with interest, they know, and it just happens. I don't have to say anything. I don't even have to.
You would have to be like you have to be like the modern day like Emperor of America or something to pull this kind of shit off. Where it's like,
I know,
because you're talking more like
make me
like
emperor.
Every whim is catered to. Like anything you could possibly want.
Let me ask you this, Scotty. Let me ask you this. You know something about politics, right? So could I run for president with the platform of abolish the current American system and establish me as emperor for life?
I don't see any reason why you couldn't.
Could that be my platform running for president?
No.
Like I'm just going to abolish everything.
Like there's a sedition act that would prevent you from having a platform that is to overthrow the government.
What if I said that I was going to attempt what if I said I was going to attempt to democratically dissolve the government? You know, through the legal means of the American.
You said you weren't going to do it by force. If you said that you wanted to pass a constitutional amendment that codified you as emperor for life of the United States or something,
right, and supersedes all previous amendments. Like I'm going to pass a new constitutional amendment that makes me king or an emperor for life.
Okay,
and I get to live in opulence and stuff.
I mean, if you did it democratically and people for some reason wanted that to happen, I guess.
I mean, I just think people. I mean, I don't know. It sounds cool to me. I just got to convince everyone else, and then
it's
all
go. Not gonna want that for themselves,
you've got to convince everyone else that you need an insane, insatiable fucking trillionaire at the top.
Yeah,
another one that can't get enough opulence. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's going to be an easy sell nowadays.
Yeah, everyone loves fucking rich
people starving and shit. Yeah, that's real sad. Emperor TJ's has a 1,500 course meal. You know, he doesn't even.
Do you just have like the Homer Simpson like factory feeder thing? Just like,
here's the thing, though.
It's like chewing for you and everything.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that was when he was in hell. Get the donuts.
He loved it, dude.
Yeah, he did. He's like, how about all the donuts in the world? It's supposed to be a punishment, but Homer, they didn't know Homer, man.
I guess he didn't do his homework on Homer.
Work.
Homer.
Motherfuckers.
I knew you were going to take it to some extreme, dude.
Why?
You know what I would want?
I think it was that extreme.
All I want is a 6-pack of root beer.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Wow.
Oh, and a couple machine guns. That's it.
6-pack of root beer and a couple of machine guns.
Guns, huh?
And how about a bottle of whiskey too? It's like that's all you really need in life. You got those things.
Come on, load, bitch.
Yeah.
It says Google's going to monitor our sleep and our breathing now, so that's pretty cool.
Neat.
Thanks, Google.
Let me in. It won't let me. The article actually won't let me click, so whatever. Fuck it. Guess they don't want me to know the truth.
TJ is breathing. TJ is no longer breathing. What's it gonna do? I mean, it just knows you're like. So if you're dead, it's just gonna tell you like someone like, "Hey, this person's dead." I guess that could be useful in like saving some lives, but I don't know if anyone necessarily wants their smart thermostat monitoring them at all times. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't have Alexa and shit. But I mean, if you have a cell phone, you can do the same thing. It's a listening device, so whatever you say will be recorded.
According to the Sun, this dude is Q from QAnon. It's the Sun, so you take it with a.
Ron Watkins is Q.
Yeah,
it's me, guys. Q.
God damn
he
it.
likes Evangelion. I know that about him.
Yeah, dude.
Your savior is here.
Q.
Wow.
Dude, if that dude is Q, that's the funniest shit.
That is pretty fucking hilarious if that's Q. He's some just Q, anime dork.
Yeah.
Well, stupid ass people believe that. I mean, like, but then, if you look at history, it's because a lot of people like think that like people are going to be reasonable, but it's really more about emotional states.
Oh, I guess Trump is now getting inaugurated on the 20th.
Oh, the 20th now? Oh,
yeah.
They're going to keep on pushing the date back now.
Yeah.
How lame. Until they're eventually right when he gets reelected in 4 years, because Biden is such a disappointing sack of fucking shit.
I told you.
You know what? If they think Trump is president, shouldn't they say he's not going to run in 2024? Because
why would he need to?
He's already done his second term. So by their logic, he's already done after this one because he's constitutionally limited. Unless they suddenly now don't believe in the Constitution, and they say they want to repeal that amendment, which is probably what they would say. Oh, repeal that. That was, they'll come up with some reason why that was no good, and we need a new amendment that Trump could be president for life. Which, fortunately for us, even if that was the past, Trump probably doesn't have much longer. He's a fat 5-year-old man, so I don't think there's much worry about him sticking around too long. But I guess they could just turn him into a fucking corpse and just prop him up and go, President Trump approves this act now.
Weekend at Trumpies.
That's what I said, Jack. That's what I told everybody. It was fat versus fit in this last election, Jack, and fit won, as it always does. You think any of these slobs will be around as long as I was? You think any one of them will have the legacy of Joey Biden? Joey Biden from Scranton. Kid came up on the streets. Always had to fight for every nibble of meal that I got to eat. Always had to fight for every pair of socks that didn't have holes in them. Every pair of shoes I wore, Jack, there was a fist fight. You know?
Wow.
Hard scrabble. And then look at this doughy fuck sitting below me here. This opulent, giant monstrosity, this Generation Z monstrosity. Look, we need to go back to the way things were, Jack. Back to the way the hard scrabble streets. You know what I mean?
Scrabble streets?
When's the last time you hard scrabbled? Huh?
I don't think I've ever hard scrabbled, to be honest with you.
When did you? Yeah.
Not once.
Well, I did.
I don't even know what it is. I mean, look, I wasn't raised on the streets of Scranton like you.
Of course you weren't, Jack. Nobody was. I was the lone person that lived in Scranton back when I was there. I only went hard enough to live in Scranton. They used to say, little Joey, don't go into Scranton. That place is a dead man's zone. It's a no-go zone, Jack. And I'd say, what are you talking about? That's the place I like the best. I was the only person, hard as a coffin nail, lived in Scranton, sucking up coal smoke for air and, bedding down and eating rats for dinner because all the food had spoiled on the shelves, Jack. You want to talk to me about need? You want to talk to me about want? I'm going to bring real need and want back to America because we need to hug each other. We need to kiss each other on the mouths. We need to grab the biggest oil corporation that we can, Jack, and give him a big old wet kiss and let him keep fracking the day away, Jack. That's how I do it, Jack.
Hell yeah. Apparently Sharon Osbourne into some trouble here.
Oh, is there a picture of her, Jack?
Oh shit.
No.
Can you find a recent picture, Sharon? I remember she used to be a piece of ass back in the day, Jack. That's right.
Did you ever sniff her hair? Joe, did you ever get to sniff the hair or something?
Oh,
or something
yeah.
more?
I got a deep whiff of that hair, Jack. And their daughter, too. What's her name? Smelly?
Oh.
Smelly Kelly?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, I took a deep whiff of that hair, too. A nice long sniff. Oh, yeah. She's held together well, Jack. I tell you what. I'd hop up and down on that like an old mattress back in the old mattress store at Scranton. Let me tell you a little something about that, Jack. One of these days.
Sharon Osbourne frequently referred to Julie Chen as wonton and slanty eyes, sources say.
What's wrong with that? There's a guy in my neighborhood that went by slanty eyes wonton.
Slanty eyes wonton McGee.
Yeah. He was a bad boy. Ran a bunch of bad dudes,
Osbourne also referred to former co-host and executive producer Sarah Gilbert, who is a lesbian, as pussy licker and fish eater, according to multiple sources.
I mean, I would point out that if she's a lesbian, she probably is eating pussy, Jack. And I can almost guarantee that she's had a fish product, which makes both of those just the objective truth.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem with that one is. I mean, that seems like rational.
Hey, lick that pussy.
Nothing wrong with licking pussy.
Yeah, she liked to lick
you
pussy.
saying there's something wrong with pussy licking?
Never.
What the fuck is going on here?
Never. I love pussy
Against
licking.
Jesus.
There's also nothing wrong with hair sniffing, but the media will tell you different, Jack.
Our board called for like genital mutilation, and TG had a huge video about this years ago. No one gave a fucking shit. Then she's like, she called someone a pussy licker, and she called someone a wonton and slanty eyes, and it's like, oh, we have to have an immediate investigation. It's like someone's feelings might have gotten hurt because she was a dick. Just mutilate them.
How am I supposed to order from the Chinese store if I can't say wonton anymore, Jack?
Yeah, you can't do it.
That's my favorite thing to order. What are they called now?
Shit,
little dumplings? What do I say to them? Those little meat dumplings.
Folded little meat dumplings.
Folded meat dumplings. They're kind of like have pasta, Jack. They're kind of like pasta on the outside, but on the inside there's pork.
There's wonton soup. It's like how you can order wonton soup.
Exactly, Jack. How do you order anything anymore? What can I say?
You're racist.
If you can't call the guy on the other end of the phone when you're ordering your Chinese food slanty eyes, what do you do? What do you address him by?
Like, hey, slant eyes, I want some Chinese fried rice. Well, you can't say Chinese fried rice, but where is it from? It's from China. What are you going to fucking do?
It's just like with the guy down below me. What else can I call him but hey, fat?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
You know what I mean? Hey, fat. Hey, slanty eyes. Hey, deviated septum.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I got deviated septum. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, Jack. Taking somebody's fucking personal insecurities and turning it into the first thing you call them.
Yeah, I mean, I have my septum's fucked up. I can't breathe right. What are you gonna say? You gonna lie? You gonna lie to my fucking face? We gotta have honesty here in our society. Of course, people are not honest enough anymore.
You know what people call me? Stud muffin.
Oh man, I've heard some other things. I've heard some bad things like dementia patient. You know, you have an addled brain. Your brain is fried. You're fucking few tacos short of a platter. You're out of your mind. You're crazy. You're delusional. You're a centrist. You're a corporatist. You're a lying. You're a scumbag.
Let me tell you something, Jack. Let me tell you. I'm going to come straight with the American people here.
Names, but that's what people have said.
I'm ready to come straight with the American people here today. Okay, Jack? Now listen up. Listen good. I do have dementia, and it's fucking great.
Why is it great?
What are you talking about?
Do you have dementia 1? Dementia, what dementia do you have?
What are you talking about?
Dementia 1 through 13.
What are you talking about? Dementia? Who said I had dementia? I don't have dementia.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Damn.
See what I mean?
Fucking go again, man. You can't win with Joe.
Watch this. Oh, I bombed Syria, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Oh, there you go. You did. What's that over there? Oh, made you look.
What do you mean? Oh. All I remember is them bringing a missile report to me, and I saw a woman and child on the thing, and I said, nope, don't do it, Jack. That's all I remember. That's all anybody remembers, Jack. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Dementia's great.
Good old dementia.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like how the
Steven Crowder, come on now.
He's trending. He's trending, Scotty. I don't know.
What did he do this
time?
He
said something.
He said he triggered the libs again, dude.
I guess he did. You want to say?
He probably just made some. Yeah. Let's see what statement he made now.
$2 billion are being allocated exclusively for colored farmers. Farmers of color. Farmers of color. Roll the tape.
We begin today's show looking at a major provision in President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief.
Hey, it's you, bud.
Bill that aims to
address
decades of discrimination against Black, Hispanic, Native American, and Asian American farmers who've historically been excluded from government agricultural programs. The American Rescue Plan sets aside $10.4 billion for agriculture support and allocates about half the funds to farmers of color who are, quote, subjected to racial or ethnic prejudice because of their identity as members of a group, unquote. The U.S. Commission on Civil Rights confirmed as long ago as 1965 the U.S. Department of Agriculture discriminated against Black farmers, but little was done to address the problem. 100 years ago?
Yeah, most happy about the new policy, these people. So, yeah. I'm gonna buy a plow, man! man. I'm gonna play that porn. Go get a job. Barack Obama, mother. I'm the president. Plowing that ass. You.
Okay, so this is just clearly designed to get Steven Crowder attention. This is just fucking the definition of like publicity stunt.
What is all these masks behind him? Like his little mask wall?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like, give up your mask.
I thought the last thing they would want to do
the fuck is
be
this
farmers.
show,
Wasn't that a
dude?
big problem for hundreds of years?
Isn't that why Arsenio Hall called himself the urban man's Johnny Carson?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Are people lining up out in the middle of cornfield, Iowa for new dunks?
So Steven Crowder's like the new Glenn Beck. This is what I'm seeing here.
way?
He has a bunch of just little toady kiss asses. They're like, what did Steven say? Oh, Steven, you're right. Oh my goodness, Steven. Wow.
You're right
That's a
again,
great
Steven.
point.
That's
Steven.
that's so funny. Oh,
He
you're
is.
great, Steven.
He is right, Jack. What do we want?
right.
Iowa to become a racial jungle?
This is your own law, Joe. You
Whose
did this.
law?
You did it.
Who's Joe?
Your law.
I don't know.
See what I mean? Wink, wink.
You don't have to. Get
Nudge, nudge.
Loan. Sir, you had no credit. Well, that should not have stopped me from getting the loan.
I planted a Hennessy tree, but it's not growing.
Well, technically
What the-
it did grow, but that shit ain't XO.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened, dude, right?
XO trees. I'm getting in some
A bunch of lazy
esoteric
black people
cognac.
try to
Come on,
scam the government again.
White people just go
Exactly.
to their neighborhoods and build urban farms and ruin their
Yeah.
communities. Isn't that what
That's how it works in Detroit. Like,
Yeah.
Turns out the soil content is a high level of meth.
Yeah, crazy. Whoa.
Wow, I didn't know.
That and teeth.
There's
Random teeth littered everywhere.
And by the way,
pain in my arugula.
Black people are all drug addicts in this inner city that talk
Yeah.
in Ebonics.
Oh,
It's
the
funny.
inner city. Oh, it can't plant there. There's too much meth in the soil.
You know,
Yeah,
the whole acting like racism, that's over, you guys.
They say that this doesn't happen.
farming and shit,
Then
dog.
they literally do it on the show.
Dude, you want to know what
It's a
the
lack of self-awareness, dude. What
You
a
wanna know
fucking
what the-
fucking moron.
you want to know what the craziest fact that I know about meth heads is?
What's that?
99% of the ones that I've seen in my life, and I've seen a lot, bleached themselves white for some reason, I guess.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird.
Like,
That's crazy, Paul. You know, I totally remember that. They had an epidemic of like people that are black. What they want to do is they want to get addicted to meth. First step is that you
Yeah.
don't get addicted to meth.
and then they
Bleach
did the
yourself.
Michael Jackson thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
You go through that whole year-long process.
Because they didn't want it to
years
be-
and years.
They didn't want it to be bad optics, you know?
Right.
So they all.
And then you get addicted to the meth, and then you say, "Oh, well, you know, it's white people doing it." So it's a white person setup. White people aren't addicted to any drugs. I've never met a white person that did heroin, even though that's predominantly white areas and stuff. Like that's
How-
also a myth.
Like, how far off the reservation do you have to be to put out like a thing like there's no farmers of color anywhere in the United States? Like, he literally has this view of the United States as like the Dust Bowl era, where it was a bunch of like white pioneers, you know? Like, he's got this fucking crazy Cowboys versus Indians universe that he's coming from that never existed. And I just don't understand it. Like, the whole thing is based on that. Not only that, but a bunch of like horrible stereotypes about black people. Like, let me go ahead and plant me a Hennessy tree. It's like,
I'm surprised that we didn't have
are
a-
we stepping backwards now? Like,
Where was
seriously.
the watermelon reference? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna grow me some watermelons or some shit. You know, I don't know, man.
First of
It's like,
all,
okay.
nowadays, no self-respecting black dude is going to plant the fucking Hennessy tree. Okay, it's not the 90s anymore. All right, they're gonna plant a Cristal tree because that shit's worth way more money and it's easier to drink and it gets the ladies popping. Okay, so let's be honest about it.
Scotty,
A Hennessy tree, dude. Get fucking Steven Crowder out of here, dude.
hey Scotty, you there? I guess he's not. Whatever.
He's blowing bubbles, dude. You can't try and blow a bubble and talk at the same time.
Yeah, you can't do it.
See?
I was wondering what he thought of Drew Brees retiring, but I guess I'll have to fucking ask him if and when he ever fucking turns back up.
He may never. Maybe the Gogabulab ate him or whatever. Do you remember that?
No. What is that?
I am the great Gogabgulab. You never saw that shit? Don't watch it.
So.
It's copyright bait, but
Gotcha.
it's some horrifying 3D animation that was popular for a little while, and it's really bad. It's really disturbing. I don't recommend you watch it, but then again, you can.
Yeah. As I say, curiosity killed the cat, dude. Sometimes you just have to see shit, even though it's I wouldn't say objectively terrible, but by all reckoning should be objectively terrible. So TJ, you getting your government money? Getting money from the government, TJ?
No. I want to ask you what you thought about Drew Brees retiring, Scotty.
Dude, after this season, he had to go. I mean, like, look, the Saints really have no other answer at quarterback at this time. I mean, they have a couple of candidates, but I mean, they're no Breeze. So it's like, what are you going to fucking do with, like, it's disappointing, but at the same time, it's like, you got to realize when someone's getting that up there, it's like, it's a young man's game. So the Saints, if they're going to be contenders, like, they won one with Breeze, you got to be happy about that, but it's very unlikely they're going to win another with the talent they got out there. They've got to find someone that's younger that can be the next Breeze. So, I mean, it's good. And obviously, you're always kind of sacked. I mean, look, he's been the quarterback for fucking, 15 years? For like 15 years, he was the quarterback for the Saints. And, like, that kind of longevity is great for a team because it was like every year the Saints, like, it wasn't even a question for the Saints, like, oh, they got a good quarterback. Because when you find that in an NFL franchise, that's so rare because so many teams, like, they have all these other pieces. They got great defensive players. They got great wide receivers. But if they don't have that quarterback, it doesn't seem to matter. It seems to be one of the prerequisites for most big dynasties to exist. You have to have that great quarterback. And if you don't have that piece, you're just not going to win. You're not going to go all the way.
Saints.
So you're not going to cry about it, Scotty?
Why would I cry about it, dude?
You cry, Scott.
All right.
Because what's his face has like 900 Super Bowl rings. Drew Brees only has the one little ring. The one little ring, Scotty.
Dude, there's multiple ways. They just got to go back to the old school. Look at Bo Jackson, man. Bo Jackson. Good old Bo. What about who's that dude that played for the fucking Cowboys? Patrick Ewing was a fucking basketball player.
You probably Troy Aikman?
No.
Emmitt Smith,
dude. He carried his whole fucking team on his back. They need to find these running backs, dude. That's how you do it now, dude. Running backs. That's it. Batter the line to shit. Play old school mud and guts football. Fuck the quarterback. Just get a serviceable dude to hand it off to the big giant halfbacks and shit.
I mean, teams try that at this point. I don't think it's going to be super successful, though, because look, people want those big passing plays, and those what gain you a lot of yardage. Now, you could do that, and sometimes you do need that in a team, because if you want to run out the clock on a team, that is the best way. Just if you have two good backs, run the fucking clock.
That's what I've been wanting the fucking Raiders to do, because that used to be a Raiders trademark back in the day. They were a mostly ground-based team, and they just battered the fucking defense, the defensive line, until they couldn't take it anymore, and then just ran over them, opened up a big fucking hole and ran it in.
Well, that opens up those big passing plays. So if they're just going to be like a big play team as far as passing, if you can run the ball on another team, I mean, at that point, if you just keep getting first down, eventually it's going to open up a big ass. Like, okay, they're going to just play the run. They're going to sell out on run to stop you. And you got a big passing play.
What's Jordan Peterson doing here?
Jordan Peterson, I don't know. Apparently he said something really stupid in this clip. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know what he says.
When does he not say stupid shit? But okay, let's hear it.
I don't know when, but maybe if it'll play.
If he said, like, I like chicken wings, I mean, me and him would agree on that.
Never seen a man eat so many chicken wings. Hold on.
I want chicken. I want liver. Meow mix, please deliver.
All right.
I suspect if you did these statistics properly, I suspect that medicine, independent of public health, kills more people than it saves. I suspect if you factor in phenomena like the development of superbugs in hospitals, for example, that overall the net consequence of hospitals is negative. Now that's just a guess, and it could easily be wrong, but it also could not be wrong. And
no, it's definitely wrong.
Having public health is ludicrous because it's a net negative on societies. Then I've never met a modern person that felt sick that said, I want to just stay here because the hospital is what's going to kill me. That's like someone going to a hospital and like saying like, you don't believe what happened to my uncle. It was fine and just doing well. Went to a doctor's appointment, said he was really sick, go to a hospital, lung cancer. Dead a couple days later. Hospital fucking killed him.
Net negative,
like,
yeah.
It's like that's like some shit like that. It's that can happen.
I've seen
but the cancer killed you, not the hospital.
Anti-hospital, anti-medicine.
There are people like that.
Fuck?
Yeah.
That is a good example, that's where my thinking about what we don't know has taken me with regards to the critique of what we do.
The fact that it's even plausible is a stunning.
It's not, though. Like we've run the experiment for like much of human history. Modern medicine did not exist, and we did not live longer, healthier, happier lives for it. So
no,
I don't even.
Probably not.
Like I don't even know, dude.
Dude, if Jordan Peterson got sick right there during this interview, you think he's just going to say, well, let me just sit here and hopefully my problem resolves itself, or is he going to be taken to a hospital? Let's just be honest. He, like, when you make a statement like that, you're so full of shit. Almost no one's going to be like, let me just die here. Come the fuck on, dude.
Dude, he went to fucking, this is a dude that went to Russia to be put in like an Ativan coma so that he could get over drug addiction. Mm-hmm. Talking about how nobody should have access to fucking hospitals. It's like it's self-defeating absurdity on the face of it. Yes. Obviously, having hospitals has immeasurably increased the survival. It's like, you know, something fucking like your gallbladder about to explode, like happened to me. Yeah, I would have been better off not having a hospital to go to so I could get immediately fucking tended to. You know what I mean?
Or like this pandemic, all people getting sick. It'd be better if they just sat at their homes and just some of them. I mean, look, some of them would have recovered from COVID, right? You know, it wouldn't have been 500,000 dead, and then obviously the excess deaths that even the system was put under. You'd be looking at fucking millions of people dead. I mean, and just think of everyday maladies where it's like you get a bad cut, not even a fucking disease, like an injury happens to you, you get knocked unconscious, some other shit. It's better that you just deal with it no matter what it is. Like, I just don't understand like what possible argument he could be making. Like, how do people say this shit? Like, how does anyone even take this guy fucking seriously? I've never fucking met like hardly anyone except people are just like, you know, scared of hospitals. They're basically just using like someone else's, you know, health crisis, or they died very quickly after going to a hospital, because that's how our grandmother died. But it was really what it was that she had untreated disease. She had untreated lung cancer. She went to the hospital and she was dead because it was like she didn't seek medical attention at a reputable hospital until it was far too late. You know, like, so it's usually people with very advanced conditions that you'll hear stories like that. But I mean, for the most part, I think people want access to healthcare. I don't think that's really the issue of like, I've just, dude, how can Jordan Peterson get dumber? Every time I fucking hear him talk, like at first, like he at least had some gobbledygook that was like, it sounds at least decent, you know, when it came out with the freedom of speech shit. But it's just gotten progressively worse and worse to the point now where it's like, don't go to a hospital. It's a net negative on society.
Jordan Peterson is what I get gaslit as being every day. Like, people will be like, Paul's gone off his fucking nut. He's crazy, blah, 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 blah. Like, Jordan Peterson is actually that. Like, Jordan Peterson at some point went off the reservation, went off into La La Land, and now he's making just ridiculous claims that, you know, even hypothetically bringing up, or just, you know, that's part of my criticism is to take something that's an obvious good in society, a provable good, and, you know, raise questions about whether or not it's a good thing to do. You know, where are we better off having a sewer system rather than throwing our feces into the streets every day? You know, do we know for a fact? Have you ever thrown your feces into the streets? I haven't. You know, Maybe it was better.
Oh, yeah. If you can go back and look at the Roman Republic and most of the Western world until about the 19th century, and in some parts of it still issues like that. There was a big op-ed that came out about Jackson, Mississippi water system, their infrastructure. Because most of the infrastructure in this country is crumbling, of course, because it hasn't been reinvested in. I mean, like, I'm not sure if they, but I've heard in some parts of that system they use terracotta piping, which is like ceramic. They use that in New Orleans, though. It's fucking crazy. It's like, you're talking about shit like, well, we have aqueducts next? You know, like, let's just, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah, people like Jordan Peterson are taken seriously. Like, let's destroy public infrastructure and public health. It's already woefully underinvested in this country. It's already been privatized and fucking divided up. So a million middlemen make sure that tons of people don't have access and die even when they do get care. And if you're lucky enough to get care, then they get a massive bill. And this asshole is going like, maybe we don't even need it. It's just like it just sounds like some subterfuge for a conservative talking point of like, it's worse for you. It's naturally better just to suffer. It's like fucking religion buying fucking, public policy again, because Jordan Peterson's a fucking loon. Guy's fucking out of his mind.
Is having a grocery store where you can purchase food in a capitalistic society really a good idea? Should you even sell food in such a society? You ever lived in a capitalistic society where you couldn't buy your food? I haven't,
Makes people weak. They're not self-sufficient.
Yeah. Everybody's got an acre or two of land to plant some food upon, right?
I'm going to plant me a Hennessy tree on my acre.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to get. Discrimination is bullshit.
Now let's talk about how black farmers are a bunch of thugs. Like, all right.
A bunch of reprehensible scumbags. It's like, do you actually know any farmers? Come on, bro.
Gangsta farmers, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Steven Crowder? I'm out here growing these here fucking heads of cabbage, yo. Let me shizzo you the shiznit. Come on back, His fucking tractors on fucking like bouncing up and down. Oh yeah, hit the switches, motherfucker. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, what is he?
You know what's funny is that a lot of these farmers probably tend to be more conservative. They generally do. I'm not saying that that's always universally true, but plenty of these black farmers he's denigrating probably agree with him on a bunch of shit.
What about all the Mexican farmers that he's leaving out of this, which make up the balance, by the way, of minority farmers in this country?
Yeah, a ton.
Like, what's he got to say about them? Hey, we're Mexicans, and we're actually so good at agriculture that you hire us for pennies on the dollar to do it all for you. What are you going to fucking make fun of there, right? So you got to go after the fucking like 8 or 10 black people that are going to benefit from this and say that they're like gangstas or whatever the fuck. That it's just ridiculous.
Well, they have a whole different class of way of treating them. They're just a bunch of border jumpers, Paul. They're a bunch of wetbacks. They're a bunch of pieces of shit. They're stealing jobs.
Except for when it comes to picking and handling all of our food.
Well, that's okay. Or meat packing factories too, because that's mainly immigrants.
Or low level factory jobs in general. Especially in ununionized shops, fucking immigrant day labor, primarily South American, Central American, and Mexican day labor is used extensively in every state. So people like there's no fucking. So let's pick on let's go after the black people that are going to benefit and claim that they're all like fucking American gangsta gothic or whatever the fuck that was, wearing a ski mask and a blinged out fucking pitchfork. Like,
sorry, shit, dude. It's because they got nothing else, dude, and they know it. They got nothing. They're mad about it. They don't want it to happen, and they take something out of a $1.9 trillion bill. They take $5 billion of it, and they go, "Look, it's all a boondoggle."
Asian farmers, really prevalent in California, that grows a lot of fucking America's produce, Italian immigrant farmers. Like, it's all this shit is just ridiculous. This idea that it's like Ma and Pa fucking Beauregard sitting there growing all like it's literally just white folks farming. Like
so
once
I was
again,
looking up, I was trying to figure out some statistics on this. So here's the statistic I was actually able to find. So black farmers apparently represent 1.7% of all U.S. farmers, but only receive 0.8% of all USDA lending.
Why?
So this was meant to redress that, basically.
Right.
Like they're disproportionately
There you go.
underfunded by these lending programs compared to their white counterparts.
So what's the problem?
There isn't one. Steven Crowder has the problem.
It's a bunch of gangbangers in the city gonna get it all, Paul. It's just another boondog. Those black farmers ain't gonna see a cent of it. It's all gonna go to them rappers.
Dude,
Like, come on.
you know what the sad thing is that Steven Crowder, if he got like invited out to a couple of these farms to visit with the families and look at how the farms were run, he wouldn't do it. Because it's easier to float the joke than it is to face the fucking actual fact that if you're black and a farmer in this country, you've been undercut. You don't have access to the same amount of funds as everybody else does. Fuck, man. I'm sick of fucking this shit that you can't even call dishonest because it just totally like this is what the right produces. And it's the particular brand of the right shit where it's like they don't even give you something honest to argue against. It's all just veiled behind some other joke that makes no fucking sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the right is great at this, especially since Trump. It's just like you're not even making an argument anymore. You're just like, you've gotten to the point where you just point and laugh at everything.
Look at that. Black farmers.
Oh, they're destroying this country, guys.
Snoop
Look,
corny
everything-
corn. I mean, who's out there growing stuff?
Gonna grow
50
some
bushels of wheat. I mean,
that's so good. And that's it. That's what we got.
well, is that a grease trap, gentlemen?
Yeah.
It is.
Do you want to jump in your 6'4" Impala and bounce down the street
Yeah.
so you can
Obviously.
go fizz arm your Kizorn out in the fizzfield? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do.
All right,
Do
let's go.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.